Hey, how's it going, everybody? So this week we are going to be doing our own opinions on the Moon Knight trailer that just came out last week, and we're going to be doing our own versions, our own opinions on the top 5 worst live-action costumes.
But first, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Ralph, thank you for the great intro. I really appreciate it.
I
And
said it
like
a
you
lot.
said,
Really just he really tricked your ass. He really tricked your ass.
we're just gonna jump right into it, boys. So, like
I'm
Ralph
so
said,
upset, but
like you guys saw before, I'm with my bud Ralph. Ralph, say hi. How you doing, man?
yes,
We got Grimmo. How you doing, Grim?
Yo, I'm good. How are you?
I'm chilling, bro. We also got TheNovaNuclear, aka Lewis. How you doing, my man?
Yes, yes.
isn't it nuclear, not
Ah.
nuclear?
Anyways, guys, we're gonna jump straight into the Moon Knight trailer. So Moon Knight trailer came out. At this point, it's what, like a week already? A week ago?
Yeah, came out on. I think it came out on Monday for us.
And
Yeah.
At the time of this recording, it came out on Monday.
And
Last Monday.
I gotta say,
It is Tuesday.
it is shaping out to be one of the best MCU projects they have pushed out in since WandaVision, I think.
This is definitely the most viewed. This was already recorded to be the most viewed Disney Plus show trailer, not counting Falcon and Winter Soldier because that premiered at the Super Bowl. So it was like, it's the Super Bowl. Obviously, there's gonna be like millions of people watching that, so that already like adds to the views. But this is like,
True.
this is #1 so far, and it's awesome because like Moon Knight has no introduction to the MCU at all so far. Like literally not a single reference to him yet, and he's gonna be like brand new, fresh start for him, and we're finally gonna get to see his story and how he's gonna go.
True, and I also think the reason why Moon Knight is so popular specifically is, like, for me, the only time I saw Moon Knight was like on like memes and shit where he was just like random bullshit go, and it's like the random shit he would say in the comics.
Yeah,
Like, I can't believe they would just write that in there. That's crazy.
I really hope they keep that banter up in the series. I really hope that's like, or like when he crosses over into the rest of the MCU. I hope that they have those kind of references, especially like now that Deadpool's also confirmed to be in the MCU. So when I want to see banter between those two as well.
I
That
would
would
too.
be
I
a
would
good
too.
team up. That's pretty
So,
hilarious.
Lewis, I want to jump straight to you. What is your thoughts on Moon Knight?
So as a person who hasn't watched that much of Moon Knight or read a lot about Moon Knight, it's pretty interesting. I really didn't know that much until I searched them up, and I saw a lot of things that pretty much excite me. And I want to say first, the the Moon God Khonshu looks amazing. It really
Yeah.
brings out the horror fan out of me because it was straight out ripped from a horror movie. And the visuals on him, there's some still photos of him, like just when he appears. Perfect. I think they actually got it right. And I have a slight hunch where it might be like a, I don't know if people watch this, but Death Note, where Ryuk was like next side to Light every time he like thinks or anything like that. I feel we might have a similar thing where he's just behind him and like he watches over him and slowly manipulates him throughout the series.
Yeah, I haven't watched Death Note yet, but I do know. I see like all those photos with Light and like that. What's the creature's name? I forget his name.
Right, right,
Ryuk.
yeah, right.
Nice. Did you guys know that William Dafoe plays Ryuk in the live action version?
I think it was the best casting.
What?
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's literally the best casting for Ryuk. It's just portrayed terribly in the movie. Honestly, they got the best
Unfortunate.
actor to do him. It's pretty much unfortunate. It's another Jared Leto. But besides that, there's a lot of things I saw when I was reading up on the Moon Knight character. We saw that he has a split personality disorder, and I think they portray that well as in the trailer as well, with like symbolism with the mirrors showing him that he has another side of him that we are still not expecting yeah, from because we only see one side of him. That's what was it, Steven? What was it
Yeah, you get to see
Steven?
Yes. So
Steven and like references to Mark, but you don't really see it yet in the trailer.
yeah. So Grimm, do you want to explain some tiny background information on Moon Knight and like sort of his split personality disorder?
All right. Well, Moon Knight, for those of you who don't know, is a character that is basically going through a lot in his head. As Lewis mentioned, he has Khonshu in his mind, constantly portraying and creating different illusions. So it becomes almost impossible for him to distinguish what's reality and what isn't. And so imagine this: imagine you are Batman and you're stuck in Joker's funhouse every single moment of your life. Sometimes you just want to murder everything, sometimes you don't want to do anything. And that's probably what makes him so different and unique from every other character. Because he said it actually in a comic once where he's like, I'm not Spider-Man, so I'm not gonna be the goody two shoes, but I'm also not Punisher. I am Moon Knight. And both of us know what that means. That means that I don't even know what I could get, and you don't know what you're gonna get. So it could get really ugly really quick. And it was amazing. It's just one character that his mind plays games on him, and sometimes he's way too brutal, or sometimes he's way too soft.
Yeah. And like Lewis mentioned that he has like the split personalities. Do we know who all the split personalities are? Because there is Steven, and then what are the other personalities?
So he's supposed to have four. He's supposed to have Steven, Mark, uh, Joe. He's a taxi driver in the comics. I'm not sure how accurate they're gonna do it like that. And Moon Knight, of course, as his fourth personality.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, we'll see how they portray those different personalities and how they interact with the story. Personally, for me, I'm very excited. I have no idea what to expect from Moon Knight, and that's what I enjoy about some of these, like, I guess, lesser known properties in the eyes of like the general public. Because
Yep.
like when I went to, like Eternals, when I went to go watch Eternals, I was hyped because I was just like, I don't know anything about them. I have zero expectations. I really want them to be good, but they disappointed me, and I know Moon Knight won't.
Uh, Honestly, I think Moon Knight is gonna be like a go in. I have high expectations for it, and it
Yeah, they're
seems
definitely high
pretty
expectations.
good. Plus,
Yeah,
plus how and I think they're going to take more of the mystic side, the magic side of it, as well as like a god of like the moon god, of course. It's not going to be similar to Stephen Strange or Scarlet Witch. It's going to be something mystical that we'll see, like his suit, like that came out of nowhere, like a symbiote. If we're being fully honest, and I think that's a nice
yeah,
effect. Because in the comics, I think it was
I
just a
love that.
regular suit. So we see a small change that the MCU is doing, and it pretty seems pretty good for us right now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, us Marvel fans, we've been eating good since like Iron Man. To be honest with you, it's been uphill forever. But yeah, Moon Knight. I just hope Moon Knight to be good. It's definitely one of those properties that, when executed correctly, can over like outsurge the popularities of like Iron Man, Captain America. I think if done right, that this like what Disney Plus series will become its own movie, which I really hope to see. And like you said, we do get a lot of mystical elements to this, which we haven't seen besides Doctor Strange and Wanda, which is great. And I like that they're setting up more mystical stuff in the MCU because we got a lot of space. We got Guardians of the Galaxy, we got Infinity War, we got Thanos, but we haven't got the mystical side yet. And I'm hyped to see what they're gonna do with that.
Yeah. Plus, the final thing I want to say about this trailer, that final scene of him beating up something in the bathroom really looks like a pharaoh. Like I was like taking a closer look at it.
I'm pretty sure it
Looks
was like
completely like a
supposed to be Anubis.
Yeah, it
yeah,
looks like an Anubis dog.
yeah. It's really looks like a Numis dog. And and a little bit in the comics, like he went to Egypt and that's how he got his powers because he died there and somehow the Moon God came in and saved his life. So I think that we're going to see a little bit more elements of that. Like we're going to see a lot of that, and I can't wait to see his backstory because it's going to be a back and forth. I feel.
Yeah. Ralph, how do you feel about the Moon Knight trailer?
Personally, really hyped for it. I don't know much about Moon Knight. I rather just wait for the series and just like let the information come at me because it really is interesting, especially like how it's displayed in the trailer. It reminds me of Split with James McAvoy. Like obviously, James McAvoy's characters in that movie, like I'm pretty sure he had like 23 personalities in that, but Steven's only one of three, and we don't even know if he's going to display the third one in the series yet. But it really seems like Oscar Isaac's take on it is going to be really cool to see as like in terms of his performance, and it'll just be really interesting to see like uh, another Disney Plus Marvel series that's like completely different from everything else. It's just going to be super hype for me, to be honest.
Nice, nice, very cool. Grim, how are you feeling about Moon Knight so far with the new trailer?
I am feeling very excited, very enthusiastic about it. Just seeing Isaac's acting, it is beautiful. I've never seen so much passion in a character that's not very well known to the public. He's mostly a character that you have to be a deep Marvel reader. Well, not even too deep, but just someone who enjoys Marvel comics and the obviously the comic universe, and to see someone really give that character the life that he deserves, and that light of being realistic while also having your comic book aspects and having that craziness that comes from having a whole moon god in your brain just destroying you every single day of your life. I think it's amazing. I can't wait to see it and definitely will enjoy it.
Yeah, I think something we brushed upon a bit earlier was that this looks to be very, I guess, tonally from the other series in the MCU, very different. Like, it sort of gives me vibes of how WandaVision used to feel. You know, like when the trailers leading up to it made it seem like this whole like mystery as to why is Vision here? How is it Wanda able to do this? Is she trapped? Is she in danger? It's like that sort of tonal change that is different from the cookie cutter formulaic MCU movie is what makes me excited for this, and I hope they don't fumble the bag. Please don't fumble the bag, Marvel Studios. I want this to be good. We want this to be good. But, Lewis, you also mentioned how great the costume was. Now, unfortunately, a lot of superheroes do not have the pleasure of getting good live action costumes. So, we decided to shit on them even more. Now we're going to talk about the top 5 worst superhero live action costumes. It doesn't mean just the MCU. It means DC movies. It means old Marvel movies. It means Marvel series, DC series. Anything is up for grabs as long as it's a live action superhero costume. So who wants to start off with their number 5? Lewis, you want to start off? That's great. Why don't you hit
Wow.
with your number 5?
Really called them out
Wow.
like that.
Yeah, facts. So,
Of course. What are you talking about?
I think Gabe would like to go
Well,
first, though.
no,
No.
I'll go first because you guys are.
You know, I think Grimm wants to go first. Actually, Grimm, do you want to go first?
I think Lewis is going first.
All right, sick.
Okay.
I think you just said wants to go first, so we're gonna let Lewis go first.
Okay, so you might think I'm a full bias on this because I put him low on my list because I don't think he deserves to be in number 5, but I had to. It's the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man from his first movie suit. It's
I was gonna say I was like, am I allowed to fight you? And then you said first
Yeah,
one. Okay.
yeah.
I was
we have
kind
to
of
be very
scared.
specific about
What the
which suits
fuck?
we're talking about.
yeah,
Like, shows-
because
Yeah.
he had 2 suits, well 3 because they changed it up in the No Way Home a little bit. But his first suit, I think it was a good moderation at the time, but I think they changed it way too much. Like I don't like the eyes of it. I think it was too wet, honestly. It seems too slick.
It's too wet.
Yeah, too wet. It was. You watched?
What?
Yeah.
Are you saying Andrew Garfield is too wet for you, Lewis?
It looks
he
too
got me
adhesive. I
wet.
see what you mean, though.
Yeah, he got me wet. But besides that, honestly,
Whoa. Okay.
plus the suit just fit perfect at night. And I think that's what they were trying to go for. But you have to see that Spider-Man in the morning when he was fighting the lizard did not look that good. It was better fit at night, and I think they did improve it in their second movie, getting more original. But in that first movie, it just didn't look that good at any other change besides night, and that's why they say it in that night game.
Yeah, I can agree with you. That first movie suit, while it's like, it's cool you're trying to do your own thing, it just doesn't look good. It also doesn't help express emotion as well as the other suit did. Like, you don't really feel anything from the first suit. I like that the director wanted to be more spider-like and wanted to like crawl
Yeah, the
like a
concept is
spider,
great,
act like a
actually.
spider.
I honestly
No,
wouldn't rate it that bad.
The
I
concept was
just
good.
say though,
Good concept, bad execution.
it seems
Yeah.
too high tech for like. It kind of made it seem way more unrealistic than the second suit. It also like. It seems way too left field for it to be a Spider-Man suit. Like it's great, but at least like in, I guess say Tom Holland's original Spider-Man Spider-Man suit in Homecoming, at least like they explained it with Stark Tech. Like
Yeah,
Peter Parker in
that's
Amazing
what,
Spider-Man,
that
like
wasn't even his first suit
doing like,
either.
yeah, like him doing it, like him making this type of suit from like literally Oscorp scrap parts. That like kind of makes it a little bit too unexcusable. So I do say it was definitely way worse than the second movie one. Though I definitely agree.
I don't remember him making it from Oscorp scraps. I thought he just made it out of his own wardrobe.
It was both.
Either way,
yeah,
it was a mix
okay.
of both.
Either way, it's
It was a
unrealistic.
mix of both. Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Alright.
So,
Ralph.
damn. I mean, I respect it. That's good concept, really really bad execution.
Yeah.
Ralph. So yeah, Ralph, why don't you start with your number 5?
So it's kind of like a general thing, but I didn't like any of the Quantum Realm suits from Endgame. I felt like those were those were way too. It felt like a last minute decision that they kind of just like, oh, you know what? Yeah, we'll stick to it. It really felt like and you can tell that all of it's CGI. Like you can kind of see it, but it felt like it just felt way too much, and it felt like a really big last minute decision that they were like, you know what, we need an Avengers matching costume. This is what we came up with, and it feels like even though you can tell like they put a lot of hard work because it does look good in production, like it doesn't seem like a good decision. It makes sense to have a Quantum Realm suit, but the execution of it was just poorly done.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I think I saw like an interview somewhere where they said they wanted to like from like a special effects director where they wanted to incorporate like Guardians technology, like how in Guardians 2 they have like the little like hollow mask.
Yeah.
They wanted to incorporate that with like Hank Pym technology and Avenger tech, and what they had to do is that they had to make compromises in places, but inevitably it just looks like everyone is wearing an Ant-Man suit.
Yeah. That was literally what I was gonna say.
Like it just looks like hints and pieces of other suits, like other combos, and like it literally just looks like a Hank Pym suit, but like they had to bluff the nanotech from Tony Stark, like just the formation of it. So it didn't really. It makes sense to have that type of suit, but the way they did it was a little like it feels like logic a little bit too much on that side of creating it. So I just didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grimm, what do you feel about the quantum suits?
I personally don't like. I could understand how you guys feel they're terrible, but I see like no purpose for it. They're just there. I didn't think they were bad, but they weren't good either. There was just a neutral party for me.
It's mainly
Fair enough.
the reason of necessity. Like because it's just there. That's what bothers me. Like you can tell they spent so
Yeah.
much money on this,
It
and it's just there,
exists.
and that's what I did not. That's what I didn't like about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. I guess it's just a means to an end, right? That kind of suit. So following it up, Grim, what's your number 5?
For my number 5 is actually a couple of suits, not too many. It's 4 of them, and I think you guys know where I'm
Four.
going. And it's Fantastic Four 2015, and I just thought all 4 of their costumes were just terrible.
Damn, I didn't even think about that. You're
I
right.
didn't. Yeah, I
Oh
didn't.
my
I was looking at
God.
that. I didn't
They had
count it because
costumes?
that's the point. Like it was
Yeah.
technically costumes, but like no, just no.
Yeah, they honestly didn't really even have a costume in that point. I think the only one who had a close enough costume would be Mission Fantastic.
Well,
Before
technically, what's it called? Johnny, I forgot his superhero name, but the guy that goes on fire, he has a costume which is like this weird shirt that's long sleeve and it has like a this weird pattern going up
Yeah,
of it,
like the
and it's just
it's like it's like a spandex. But the thing
yeah,
is,
yeah,
he's
it's
always
just
inflamed. He's always
yeah,
inflamed. So there's literally no point for his costume.
exactly, and it's just it shows how terrible all 4 of them, and then
It does.
and then we have the Thing butt naked just walking around.
I don't know about that, bro. I think that was pretty sexy. To be fully
Nah, man,
hot
this
take.
is
Hot
why I
take.
thought all their
The hot
costumes
take.
were terrible. They just,
No.
I mean, not only was the movie terrible, but those like they could have at least had like the first Fantastic Four where they had
Yeah.
the 4 and some sort of pattern going on for them, but
I like how
not
Mr.
at all.
Fantastic is basically just wearing a slinky suit.
That yeah.
It's just a
I've actually never seen these costumes. Let me take a look at
it's
them real
just a
quick.
slinky suit.
They're not. They don't look good. I honestly, this might be a little controversial, but I really like
Oh
the
my-
styles that they had
my-
in the original Fantastic Four because I thought the suits matched. It had the 4, it had the coloring, had the gloves. The like obviously if it had a
Well, like
better,
a comic
better
book movie,
story,
yeah,
it would
it's
be
like-
way better.
Well,
Yeah.
they're more comic accurate in the
Yeah,
first one. I
exactly,
think they were
yeah.
trying to
Bro,
take a different
what?
route. They were trying to take a different approach, like we said about the Amazing Spider-Man. They were trying to make it more modernized
Hold up.
and make it more original. I think
Yeah.
that was a problem. Like they can't go through.
Bro,
original.
what is this?
I really take the navy blue of the
What
original.
is this?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just-
Look,
Yeah,
it
they
looked,
were, like-
it looked good. Yeah.
Those
The
were, like,
originals
amazing.
look good. It's just the story was terrible. But even like Silver Surfer looked good. They just didn't know
Yeah.
what to do with the story.
Wait, Michael B. Jordan was the
Yes,
Human
Human
Torch?
Torch.
Yeah.
There you go, Johnny.
Yes.
Yeah. Johnny Storms.
Dude, what a waste of an actor.
I mean, he got redeemed in Black Panther.
Damn.
So
The redemp-
it wasn't too
He
bad.
also got
Listen,
redeemed
both-
by he also was redeemed in Creed 2.
dude,
He's a good actor, but they just wasted him here. God
they,
damn.
They did waste
That
him.
sucks.
They did waste him.
Human Torch actors got redeemed in the MCU.
Yeah, Chris
Yeah.
Evans.
True.
And Michael B. Jordan.
All right, nice.
Hey, what's your
Arcade.
number 5?
All right, is it just okay? So my number 5 is actually a whole team of
They all
costumes.
did a theme.
I don't know if you guys know where I'm going.
Wow.
So mine is the Eternals.
Oh.
No, I disagree.
Let me
hear
explain
this.
why.
Let me hear this.
Nope. So my reasoning for the Eternals is that listen, their costumes aren't awful. That's why they're so low on my list. They actually look nice. The problem is that they look too similar to each other that if you swapped out like one or the other, they look like they're wearing the same costumes, which makes them look like Power Rangers.
I'm not gonna lie.
Which
I kind of
sure,
like that. Well, not that they look
Yeah, me
like
too.
Power Rangers, but they had a theme. They were like Fantastic Four is like you have a
no,
theme
but
of a team. They're not
Hey,
just
we're
running
matching,
around like
let's go.
random. Yeah, they're not running around like
Sure.
random motherfuckers in the skies.
sure. But in my personal opinion, I liked the way because I looked at how the Eternals looked in the comics, and mind you, they look goofy as hell, but at least they were distinct and unique to their character, and I like that. I like when something it doesn't have to be over the top. It just has to be unique to them and not like a whole uniform team. Well, sometimes it works with the Fantastic Four. I just don't think the Eternals in a movie that is already seems so bizarre, it's something should stand out. I think for me, the costumes just I don't know, they were too bland
Kind of
for
right. And
me. I
some
really wish
dark
they
stills,
just
they look like
personalized it a bit.
Honestly,
They
honestly,
do.
I have to agree with Grimm. I actually do like the team. I know like, in some cases, like I think with Icarus and Ajax, they did look exactly the same. It's just one's a female.
Icarus just looks like Superman. I'm gonna keep it a $150 with you. Icarus literally just looks like he
It's
ripped
his
off
demeanor,
Superman
though.
and just put it.
I mean, the whole
Yeah,
character is supposed to be a rip-off Superman. They even call him Clark Kent.
They put a triangle on his chest.
yeah. But we're Marvel. But
Come
No, but
on,
like
dog.
honestly,
think
I
about the
did
other
like the team.
characters. Like for example,
Oh, that's right. The speedster's literally wearing fucking red.
but that's how it is in like in the comics. They have those colors. It was just implemented to look a certain way.
Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna make them look like that, you gotta make them stand out more. I think for me is that they're fine. They're simplistic. They're all right. I just wish that they made costumes that stand out each Eternal's personality better.
Star Fox definitely,
Like Sprite.
Star Fox definitely had his own. Even though he announced himself as an Eternal at the end, like his suit is very distinct from the other
Yeah,
Eternals.
he had his own style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I see like they might do a better improvement in the second movie and make it more like Star Fox, like make it more separated, like you were saying. But I think for this first movie, I think
Mhm.
they did a pretty good job showing that they're a team and how family in the bond and how they play in that story. So I think the suits were pretty fine in this first movie. I hope they do expand it out and make them their own characters within the suits.
True. So, Lewis, do you want to tell us your number 4?
My number 4. Let's see. Now, my number 4. It's a whole team. We're going to continue this team theme since you guys want to start it. But I put the X-Men. I put the X-Men's black suits, and I also included Wolverine in this as well. I'm not a big
movie?
fan of it. The first one.
Oh,
I'm not a big fan of the black. I really wanted the originals.
they made it so like baggy.
Yeah, that too. Like he was talking about the internals thing. They all look the same. Like there's no distinction. Like nine. Like
Yeah, see, like, it's another situation. I don't know.
yeah,
I just think it looks goofy.
yeah. It was a good product at the time, and I think it's because also budgeting. But it's really done poorly. I think they could have done like at least a little bit more difference in it. But they all look the same, and I included Wolverine especially because they really fucked that man over with his costume.
They
Because
cucked us at the end of
Dude,
what
their
was that
costume.
movie? I think it was.
Wolverine.
They really cucked us, dude. No, because they
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
X-Men
They really
Apocalypse.
showed up. No, it was
No, it was an X. It was it was in the
Oh,
Wolverine.
yeah.
Wolverine. Literally, they showed the original costume of his and never showed it again. And
It
that what
looks
got me
so good.
pissed off.
They did the same thing at the end of X-Men Apocalypse. They showed the suits and then they scrapped like they gave them brand new ones in Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, and not even new ones, terrible ones as well in Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. To be
And
honest,
that's
I
why I
would've
put
rated Dark Phoenix
X-Men
one
Dark
Dark
worse.
Fetus.
Yeah, they're completely worse. That's why I put X-Men completely because sometimes they had decent costumes, and I think the only ones they had decent costumes was in Days in Future Past. I think that's the
That
only.
one was
guy.
really good. Yeah.
No,
I think
I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
disagree.
There's a okay. So what is it? Is it First Class? Yeah, First Class. They bring back like the black and they bring back the yellow in the suits. And I actually dig that. You know, as much as I hate the uniformity of things, as long as it just looks
No,
unique.
that was fine for that movie. Like that was
It's
fine for that
cool.
movie. But we're talking about Dark Phoenix.
That's understandable. But we also have to see what the hell they did in the Dark Phoenix and how they did comic accurate in the Days in Future Past. Because sometimes they
Sure.
had good costumes for
Looks
them.
like the budget
and-
disappeared.
Yeah. Literally, it looks like they scrapped it. They literally got pieces of garbage and just sewed it together.
Days of Future Past was definitely the best X-Men suits. Even though it wasn't like specifically suits, it was still really nice.
Hmm.
True.
And that's
All
my
right,
top
Ralph.
four.
Ralph, what is your number 4, Ralph?
My number 4 is the Spider-Man black suit, like the black and gold suit from No Way Home. I just thought it
What?
was so unnecessary.
What?
Oh,
Interesting.
What?
I thought that was so
Come,
unnecessary. Black, no, the black and
coming out
gold.
of
Like,
Holland? Coming out
I
of
don't know.
Holland.
Yeah, dude, that suit was just like it was just the his black suit from Far From Home, just inverted. I felt that was so unnecessary.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It pretty much
I didn't like the
was
look of
there.
it.
Not really a story of it.
I felt like it was just like an easy squeak to say, like it was just an easy squeak for marketing, just to say he
Yeah,
had a new suit.
It really is just a toy.
They
They're just
added
trying
it
to
to
sell the
like
toy with
video
you on
games.
that
They
one.
added it to Funko Pop. Like there's a Funko Pop for it. Like it's in the Lego. I'm pretty sure. Like they just made it from. They only created that for marketing,
Yeah.
and I hated that. It didn't look
Yep.
that great either. Like they added it
yeah,
looked detailed in some stills, but you don't see that in the movie, and you don't even see that in like the toys and shit. So that's like, dude,
yeah. And they should have made like at least a story with that suit, but they
it's like, oh
really
sorry,
didn't.
we
They
messed up the
just meant,
front, invert it. What the hell?
yeah, I can't wash it in a day, so let me invert it and get the paint on my body.
I found it kind of cute. You know, you get to see like all the wiring outside the suit. I thought it was
No,
nice.
it
You
was
know,
good
they didn't
detail. No,
overuse
what
it
I would say
too.
is like not badly detailed. Like it was pretty detailed as a suit. It was just that it really had no purpose and really has
Plus, I didn't even really see
no.
the detail. Shows up in like one or two, like one, two scenes, but the rest of it is like so CGI that like they kind of you can't really detail that much in certain scenes.
It's also really dark in the scene that it's
Exactly.
being used.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of agree with that. I want to jump into my number 4 because it's just very short and sweet. Batman from George
The nipples.
Clooney, Batman and Robin, the bat
That's the
nipples.
best one.
That shit
That's
was
that.
too distracting. I
What? No. Bat
That's kind
nipples?
of sad
Are
that
you
that's
gonna
like the main
go
thing
against bat
that for
nipples?
making the suit back.
Lewis, I'm beginning to see a pattern in your behavior that I don't know about. All I'm saying is that I've never, ever, ever thought I'd see Batman wear a pair of nipples like that. That's all I'm gonna say.
Like why?
Grimm, what is your number 4?
My number 4 would be CW Flash, the first season.
Really?
The first season?
That I've
The
actually
first
thought about
season,
this.
the absolute first season.
Run us through it, Grimm. Why?
Well, I'm gonna start off with the whole bodysuit. I understand that obviously because he runs super fast and the amount of friction and energy that his body contains is enough to just burn through regular clothes. But the fact that they made like it feels like they tried to make it look like a hero suit, but at the same time not. So it's like a shirt with pants that's just fire resistant. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. It's a shirt and pants that is body resistant. And the worst part is like if you can make like if you look at his cowl, it looks good. So if you can make that cowl, why couldn't you just make the entire suit?
That's true.
True. I'm gonna agree with you on some point that, you know, I find it funny how it's supposed to be a frictionless suit, yet most of the suit is covered in leather.
Which should burn off.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, and I don't know. I don't know. It kind of looks goofy. I think the CW Flash. I think most of its suits are kind of weird.
They're hit
They've
or
like some
miss.
of them. They're very big hit or misses.
I mean, he gets better later on, don't get me wrong, but it's just like that suit. It's just like, yeah, you know what? We could give you a nice cowl. We're gonna make your suit the shittiest it could be.
You know what's actually funny?
What?
The Reverse Flash suit looks great. I
No, but
wanna.
it's
I
mainly the coloring on the Reverse Flash that saves it. Like, The Reverse
Do you think
Flash has
so?
Yeah.
because it had the black with the fade and then yellow. But then the suit is basically the same. It's just for Flash when you just have red and there's nothing else on it. It's
It's not
just
even
so
really red.
plain.
It's more maroon.
Exactly. So it's like the coloring is already shitty, and then you make the design trash to not even distract you from how shitty the color is. So it really
True.
it doesn't help.
They made it more
Yeah.
like a stealth thing, like a nighttime hero type. I guess I'm
Yeah.
the influence
Which
from Arrow, but still, but it doesn't make
which he
sense for the
still
Flash.
runs in the day. Yeah, he still runs in the day for most of his scenes.
Yeah. Yikes, man. That show has so many issues. But we're not gonna get into that. That's a topic for a later day. Lewis, number
Well,
3.
well, I'm sorry to inform you, Gabe, but are going to continue it because I also put Flash from the TV show, but not from season 1. I thought it actually got better in season 2, all the way up to season 3 until they had to take out. They put in the worst cow I ever saw, taking out like the head break.
You're talking about season 5, right?
Like, yeah,
I put that as my top.
and
I put that as my number 2.
yeah, it does
Cow
not
just
look
so
good.
the cow distracts it all.
Yeah, and you really do notice it as well. I know they try to make it more comic accurate, and it just doesn't fit, to be fully honest.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it, like you really get distracted by his face, be like, damn, that just looked ugly, to be fully honest. And I don't like how they show
Yeah, like
his body, to be fully honest, within that suit.
yeah,
And
the skin
you,
type kind of like it distracts you even more too. They kind of
and
fix it
then
in like later
going on
seasons. But they
to
fix it in the next season though.
yeah, they fix it in the next season, and I still can't like the suit because it's just somewhat looks goofy at this point. And that's basically on the show as well. But that season 5 suit, I think, is the worst
Especially
suit
Oliver
that we
Queen
ever
wearing
saw
it
from the
too.
Flash. That too. Oliver
That was
Queen
funny as
should
fuck.
never wear that suit. I don't know how they got Stephen Amell to wear that fucking
that looks
suit.
so disgusting. That looked so
I,
gross.
I
I
have
never want to see
no
that
idea.
again.
I don't know how the hell they got him in that suit, but they did. And I don't know what the hell CW was thinking with it, to be fully honest.
I don't know. I thought it was a funny bit until I started looking at it more, and I was just like, my eyes burn. I'm gonna
Lack
take
of
a
chin
nap.
strap really just kills me.
Yeah.
Which is funny because the new Batman movie, like Robert Pattinson's Batman, he doesn't have a chin strap for his cowl, but it still looks
Yeah,
good
and
because it's black. Like his suit is literally black, so it's like you don't notice the lack of chin strap.
True.
But it's
I
like
also think
literally
that
like his
he
is
also has
bright
the
red.
face of it. He also has the face that could work without the chin strap. I think that's also a factor.
His chin
into
is the chin strap.
it. Yeah, basically.
That's fucking stupid. Oh man. All right, Ralph, you're number 3.
My number 3 is Deadpool from
Okay.
X-Men
What the?
Origins Wolverine.
Okay.
Finished.
Woo.
Funny thing, that's my number 2. That's my number 2.
No,
We
you know
just
what's
swapped. We
funny?
just
You
put
know
2 and
what's
3.
funny? You know what's funny? That's my number 1.
No. Wait. So let me get this clear. That's your number 3, Ralph.
Yeah.
Lewis, that's your number 2.
Yes.
And Grimm, that's your number 1.
And my number two was the CW Flash season 5. Like the suit that Lewis just mentioned, that's my number 2.
Welcome to the Showtime podcast, everybody, where we shit on Deadpool and the Flash constantly. Anyways, Ralph, take it away.
So no. That suit is just no. It's that suit is just like it's not even really a suit, it's just kind of him like in skin bleh. Like it's like it kind of looks like I don't even know. It's like kind of like you spit on him and it got stuck to him. Like that's just the texture of his skin and that whole thing. And it's just no, like it was just so bad all the way through. And
Damn, if we're gonna talk about it, we might as well all share about it.
it's just so no.
Like,
It is god awful.
they had to take it out of the comic actor because Deadpool is the merc with the mouth, and they literally took away the mouth. That's the first part that we have to complain about. Why they call him merc with the mouth just to take away the mouth? That makes
I
no
also didn't
sense.
like that. Like he had like all of the other X-Men powers or whatever. Like he had like the laser vision. What else was it?
That
He had one
literally
He had
giant
like,
blade coming out
Nightcrawler's
of his middle. He had like
teleporting.
one giant middle. Like he had one giant blade coming out of his like in for Wolverine. Like his claws come out of like the in between sockets of his fingers. But for Deadpool's, it literally, I'm pretty sure it comes literally out of his middle finger.
I
Like the
think so.
giant ass katana blade comes out of his middle finger.
I
Yeah.
believe, yeah, it does. Yeah, it's literally just like an fu. I'm not sure if that was uh just a coincidence
I,
as Deadpool,
no,
but I don't think it
I'm
was.
pretty sure some writer in the show
In the
was just
movie,
like,
yeah.
or in the movie was just like, you know what? Fuck Deadpool.
And at least in
And
Wolverine's
just
claws, it makes
spit
sense
on
because
him.
it comes out like it's meant to fit in his wrist because that's how it is. Like it actually fits in his wrist and comes out his claws. But for Deadpool's, it literally like the blades are longer than his arm. How does that?
Yeah,
There's no like there's just nothing about that that's good.
Yeah. My God. So yeah,
Oh,
rip
Ryan
Deadpool
Reynolds,
in that movie.
he had Green Lantern
Just
first and
sucks.
this. At least I got to read you
We'll
for.
talk about we will talk about Green Lantern later. Anyways, my number 3 is Captain America from the Avengers. This is
the
not the
original,
most egregious.
first one.
No, no, no.
That's
From the
nothing
Avengers
for
movie.
his ass.
This suit. My problem is that like we always talk about comic book accuracy and how like sometimes it's important. This is comic book accuracy at its worst. They try to bring his original suit in a more battle armor style. It just doesn't work. It just makes him look silly and goofy and oh my god. There's a reason why in like the first Captain America.
Like in the first Avenger, they should have just stuck with that suit.
No, because like that's what I'm about to say. Like his theater suit, right? It's almost exactly like his theater suit, but if they put Kevlar on top of it. But it's dumb because it's literally is just an all show suit. I don't think it's meant to be for battle. It just looks goofy. I just don't really like the way it looks.
Plus the fit of it, it's like that suit. There's no way to make your body actually look like a super soldier. Like it makes him look skinnier than he is.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my number 3. Grim, what is your number 3? I'm curious.
All right, I am ready for the entire DC fanverse to just come and murder me as I sleep. But
Do you want to do a drum roll or what? What do you want to?
I wanna make a will first because I'm gonna get hunted down by every single person that loves DC. But
Hey man,
honestly,
we're all your friends here.
Your wife.
no, you probably won't be my friends after this one. I have to go with Smallville. Most of the fucking suits in there. Like I understand it's an old show,
My mom will
and
kill you.
I understand that it's supposed to be realistic. But when Cyborg comes in as a dude with a fucking
I didn't even
tin
know he was there.
colored shirt, with a tin colored shirt, it's like, bro, can you at least give him a cyber eye? Like, can there be some sort of metal
Have
in
you
that
seen the
man?
hood? Oh.
But no, he's just a whole man. It looks like a
He's
low
in a
budget.
tracksuit hoodie.
He looks like a low budget tin man who's just portrayed by a dude who didn't want to wear a mask. And then
He is
the
a lo- he
Aquaman,
is low budget.
bro, Aquaman has a shirt, an orange
They're all
shirt
wearing tracksuits.
and some pants,
Oh.
and it's like there's not even a single a single attempt at making them look like anything. They just put the colors and that's it, and they hope they work.
I mean, I
You
feel
know,
like
in my
Honestly,
opinion,
I'm gonna join Grimm with this. To be fully honest, most of the suits in Smallville look pretty bad. Even with the Bart Allen one, I thought they could have done a little bit better than just
When he was introduced, he was just wearing like most of them are just wearing hoodies.
Yeah, it's just
yeah, most of
hoodies
them
with
were
their
just wearing
colors.
hoodies. I mean, there was no originality. I
Yeah.
think the only one that I can like
I
really
never
cover for
watched Smallville, so I have no idea.
Oh,
You
you're
can just
gonna
look it
die
up.
faster now. I think you're gonna die faster. See, I at least can make the argument that Smallville was a good show,
It was a
but
good
you
show.
haven't watched it, so you're gonna get
no, it's a good
murdered.
show. It's just that the
I
suit,
I
It's
suits
the
in there.
suits that ruin it. Because
hold
again,
on,
we're
hold on.
talking
Now,
about suits, not stories.
now
The
So
hold
only
up
one I
now.
can like really cover for
Yeah.
is like the Green Arrow one. I think that's the only one like I can really say it's decent enough to make it Green Arrow, but it still looks
I feel like that's what
not
inspired
original.
Stephen Amell's suit because it's very
You mean
similar.
No,
you
it
mean
probably
You mean
it
Green Arrow
probably
from the
did.
CW, right?
Yeah,
I feel like
Yeah.
this was like one of those. But I feel like the suits here. I feel like this had to happen, you know, because this was actually like the start of, especially like the Green Arrow suit. I feel like this was the start of adding texture to superhero suits to make it look more superhero like. Like without this suit, I don't think they would have like Stephen Amell's Green Arrow suit. I don't think it would have been that great.
yeah,
Like
but then again,
just
you have
adding
all the
texture.
others that don't look good at all. They're
Yeah,
just
it's
there.
only that suit.
Like
It's pretty much only that suit.
It's only
for
one.
example, but you have to also think about this. Also, Black Canary. Black Canary in that show did not look good as well. It was literally just
Supergirl's just
leather.
in a top with a short shorts.
Bro, and you know what?
Yeah,
I love the Legion of Superheroes, but what the fuck was that when they appeared there?
there's also Aquaman who literally just had a orange jacket.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's just it's not even a full jacket. It's more like a t-shirt.
Yeah,
It's like something I'd wear to the
uh,
gym. Just not
Blue
And
that color.
Beetle. Blue
and like
Beetle was literally
with the Legion of Superheroes, they're supposed to be from the future, and they all have like regular tracksuits.
They're all wearing leather.
Yep, leather tracksuits with a little bit of design.
This is funny. This is from like what year is this from again? 2000. Uh, what year is Smallville from?
That's a good
I have
question.
no idea.
Oh, when we were born.
Oh,
Really,
makes
2002?
sense.
Wow. So it's funny because it's like back then there was some good like
For the
suits.
time, for the time, it wasn't actually like I'd say like it was average for that time. Like as soon as as soon as like I guess I guess as soon as it ended, like because Arrow came out 2012 and Smallville ended 2011, so like this was definitely. But you have to admit though that Smallville like it was pretty like this series was really revolutionary, not just for like the storytelling of superheroes in a series, but also for the suits because that actually in my opinion, I feel like this definitely started off like the CW shows, the future of CW shows, like future of CW superhero shows and their suits, especially like the Green Arrow, because I'd say like Green Arrow suits were like all pretty dope. And yeah,
Yeah, I feel like
I
Green
feel like
Arrow
it was
never
good that they
messed with the
trial and
suits.
errored in Smallville, like for that suit, and then it got even better in Arrow.
I'm looking at these suits now, and I think it kind of makes sense. You know, when you're a kid and you like look at the superheroes that you admire, and you sort of try to wear their suits
It looks like you
when
bought it from
you
a
can do
store.
this. Yeah, and it kind of makes sense. It's like these dorky suits, except Supergirl. I'm looking at Supergirl right now. That's very dated. That's a product of its time. What the hell? But yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't see. Ugh, it's a product of its time, to be honest. But then again, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man did come out in 2002.
That
So
still looked pretty good.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we're at the final two, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. Well, Grimm, since you started off with such a controversial take, why don't you start your number two?
I mean, this one isn't controversial. At this point, I think we all saw this coming, but it has to be Green Lantern.
Oh
Really?
wait, you have that as your number two?
Yep.
I do too.
Yep. It's just,
Yep.
whoo, wow, crap.
Let's talk about it. What is worse for you, that everything is CGI, even the mask, or that Ryan Reynolds had to wear that like something that just looks like he's a fucking dork?
it's it's not neither because there have been suits that are CGI that are still good. Like for example, most of Iron Man's new suit, they're all CGI. So it's not the CGI part, it's mainly what it looks like with CGI because at least in the comics it's slick and nice and
It's like they
it just
spend
has
too much money
yeah,
on the suit and not much on the rest of the film.
and it's not
It
even
still
that the
didn't end
suit
that great.
the the suit looks like like they opened up his skin and showed his muscles, but then they put like green on it and they just fucking grabbed a brander and branded his chest and they're like, you know what? This is perfect. This is Green Lantern right here. This is like
But if they dial
pure.
it back, it would have looked better. Because the texture of the
If
suit
what?
actually wasn't that. If they dialed it back, it would have looked better. If the texture of the suit isn't that bad, it's just like those small details that you know they did on purpose that make it look so bad.
No, I
You know,
honestly don't like the texture at all. It just looks like muscle.
I'm gonna talk about it. Do you know what I hate about this movie the most?
Oh, what the
What?
hell?
What MCU movies came out in 2011?
2011.
So Iron Man was already out before this movie came out, and CGI looked pretty good in Iron Man, right? So you would expect, studios can do the same for Green Lantern. Apparently, they fucking can't. Like, I remember watching that movie for the first time, and even as a kid, I was just like, this suit looks weird. It looks like his muscles have, like, veins of green blood circling around. It just doesn't look cool at all. I don't know.
It only
That kind of
looks
sucks
man. It
because,
only looks good in this one still I found. Like in this one still, like if it looks too much, and then like when you look for the rest of the film, the looks of it and the rest of the film, it just looks so. It's so skin tight that it looks really bad.
I feel like some part of the suit should have been, like, more practical elements. Because, like, in the first Iron Man, the top half of the suit is there.
No,
Some portion
and then
of
the
it,
first
right?
Iron Man suit, the entire suit is there. It's Iron Man 2 where it's only the top half.
Yeah. So why couldn't they do this here? And also, I think the thing that peeved me off the most is that even the mask had to be CGI'd.
Is
Why
it?
couldn't you just put on an actual? Yeah, it's CGI'd.
I was to get his facial expressions in it, but still.
Yeah, but
That is true.
what you can do is that you can have him have a mask. They did that with Deadpool. You know that, right? They put Deadpool with a mask, and then they did scenes again with him without the mask,
I
and
also
then
don't like
they
how
got
he
his
changed
facial
his eye
expression through
color
it.
when he put the mask on.
I mean, like I said, there's a lot of things wrong with his costume. CGI doesn't work well. It is aged poorly, while other superheroes of the time look amazing, right? I just think there's just a lot to be wrong with Green Lantern.
The thing about Green Lantern is like this kind of the simpler the better for at least in the comic books. Like the simpler you go with the suit, the better it looks. The more complex it looks when you're drawing him in comics, the worse it looks off. It's like all you
Bro,
really need is a good way to display the light.
bro, I just can't wait for that Green Lantern movie. I mean, wait,
What movie?
that's not happening anymore. Thank you, Warner Brothers. I love you. Anyways, Ralph, what's your number two?
My number two is the Flash CW season 5, the one that was mentioned. The cow is
That's
just
right.
so the cow is just so bad. It's so distracting that even if the rest of the suit was good, which it wasn't really that great, like it wasn't the rest of the suit wasn't that good, but the cow just makes it even worse. Like it's so distracting.
Yeah,
I just don't want to see that.
true. It's something with the CW. I don't know. I feel like they really didn't have to change the suit every season or every 2 seasons. They could just, if they found something good, they should just stick with it. You know?
Yeah.
Just bad. And I believe, Lewis, wasn't Deadpool your number two?
Yeah, Deadpool was my number two.
Gotcha. So, do you have anything else to add to Deadpool, or was everything spoken already said?
I think it's already spoken. It makes no sense, especially being the Merc with the mouth. Taking away the mouth was the first choice that they made that was completely wrong. And everything
True.
else, like, sure, it's badass to have all these powers, but that's not Deadpool. Like,
Did that
that mother.
did anything Like, does anyone know if that anything remotely like that happened in the comics?
Probably
Pretty
not.
sure it didn't. That's probably like only what they
It's
thought
probably a
of with the
studio
movie.
version makes it worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Deadpool has constantly been shown as to be almost zombie-like or deceased, but they've never done something where he just has his face covered like that. Just it's weird what they did. Usually they always have his mouth, like Lewis said, he's the merc with a mouth. So it's kind of impossible to, kill off the main feature of your best-selling anti-hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Wait, did everyone get a chance to talk about their number two? Yeah, they did. All right. So, let's start with Ralph. What is your number one?
No, I'm gonna go last because
The
I'm gonna go last because I have a lot to say about this one.
oh, okay. I'm pretty sure everyone has a lot to say about theirs. All right. Grimm. What is your number one worst?
Well, the problem is, I already said it was Deadpool.
That is true.
Um,
Oh shit! Right. Fuck.
well,
Fuck.
but since
God.
since since we already transitioned from Lewis, I'll just continue on why Deadpool was horrible for me. As a personal Deadpool fan, as someone who just loves Deadpool for who he is, what makes him unique to all the other anti-heroes or heroes, it's mainly that he knows he's in a comic book. So he's unstoppable. Just the sheer thought of knowledge that nothing that you do is real, there's no limitations to you. And so when you tell me that they brainwash you, turn you into basically Mimic, which is a X-Men character who basically copies the abilities of the other X-Men, and he's semi good, semi bad. It depends on his mood. He's bipolar, so it really does depend on his mood. So they basically gave him Mimic's powers and abilities with the Deadpool name. Then they shut him up, even though that's supposed to be his number one trait. And then they also made his eyes look beat, like almost burned off, but not really. So it ruined the entire character. It wasn't Deadpool. It was more like Victor Zsasz and Mimic combined.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't put Deadpool on this list, which I probably should have. If I can go back, I'd probably change like Captain America, and just put slide Deadpool right in there. There's just so much wrong with it, and I'm glad in I think it was Deadpool 2 where he goes back, he just shoots him straight in the head.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
great.
yeah. He goes back in time with Cable's time wrist thing, and he just makes sure that he doesn't come back.
Yeah, which is good. Which is also a reminder, Marvel, don't ever do that to any of your characters.
It's mainly
Uh,
the X-Men franchise. I'm not gonna. I'm probably gonna also get murdered for this, but I don't think the X-Men franchise is the best. They have a few good movies, but it's mid at most.
oh no, it
Yeah,
definitely is.
yeah, that's why I put it like
Yeah,
in
that's
one of mine.
definitely not
I
a
think it
hot
was
take.
my
That's
fifth one.
actually a pretty common
Yeah,
opinion.
That's a
that's
very
pretty
cold
known.
take of you, Group.
Yeah, I think most
All
people
right,
know
guys.
that it's already bad.
So I'll start off with my number one then. For me, my number one.
Huh?
Woo! Drugs.
Yeah, dude. Didn't know you moan like that.
That's definitely not Grim. I can hear your moan from a mile away. So my number one
Uh,
worst superhero costume is Catwoman from 2004. That
Yo,
was
that's
not a
last
suit.
memory, bro.
That woman was legit half
You
naked.
you know what? I honestly I thought of Catwoman 2004, but the problem is the list that I already had was like it was unmovable. So I didn't pick, but I do
So
agree with it. She was dog
let,
Yeah.
shit in that costume.
They
let's talk about it, because the
they
original Black Cat suit was for purposes. It had stealth. It's sure it can be skin tight. Get that fan surface in, but there's a reason why it's black, and there's a reason why it covers her whole body, so that she can be a thief. She can come in and come out and not be detected. This woman is literally half naked,
And I,
and half of the movie she is at a club.
and I feel terrible for Holly Berry, but like they
'Cause
literally.
I like her. I liked her as an actress.
Yeah,
She's pretty good as
she's
an
an
actor.
amazing actress, especially in John Wick. Shout out to John Wick. That's an amazing. Um, but like
We gotta talk about that series
they
soon.
they made her look like a prostitute
Yeah.
with a little bit of a furry kink.
But you know what the problem with this movie is that they take we're not even going to talk about the movie. We can have a discussion about shitty comic book movies later. This suit was just awful. It did not do service to Catwoman. It did not do service to just the character in general. And it didn't do service to the actress, which just made her feel not like a superhero and more of like what you said, Grimm, a prostitute. It's not great. But yeah, that's just my personal thoughts. I know some people may think that, like, oh, I like that suit. That suit's legit. For your own reasons or mine, that suit to me is just doo doo butter.
No, if someone actually likes that
Yeah.
suit, I'm not gonna lie, they need to
Dude,
go to
the only people who
the
like that,
horny jail. Like they need to get
Yeah.
their genitals
the only
Look,
stripped off because they're a menace to
the
society.
the only
Halle
person
Berry.
who likes
Halle
that
Berry.
suit.
Go ahead. Gabe?
I like cheeseburgers with my French fries. Continue, Lewis.
You guys are dumb. But I was just gonna say, Halle Berry is beautiful and she's an amazing actress, but that's not justify it into the suit. That I feel that was out of range. I'm surprised Halle Berry went with it. To be fully honest, but I also
I'm pretty
feel
sure the
like
writers just didn't know what Catwoman was, and they just thought, hey, we can Peter
they.
Parker the shit out
I,
of this.
I don't. Honestly, I do not even think that this was related to any comic of hers. To be fully honest, I don't remember any comic.
Dude, Catwoman was a
That
fever
was-
dream. Do you guys remember the last time you watched that movie? What?
Ah, that's a oldie.
I have,
But
dude. I was like
I
2 years
I
old
don't
when that movie
I
came out.
didn't hear what you said. Can you repeat it? Because for me,
When was the last time you watched Catwoman 2004?
no, I was really little when I watched it.
Dude, I was like
I
2
just
years old.
remember not liking
Okay.
the fucking movie.
True.
yeah, the story then wasn't good. The suit wasn't good, and it should have been better. And complete waste of an actress.
Fair enough. All right. Who didn't say their number one yet?
Me and Ralph.
Raph, because he said he wanted to also do the whole thing at the end.
Wait, Lewis. Then Lewis goes because he.
A
Lewis didn't
rat.
say his. Yeah, I think. Lewis. So
My
what is
go?
your number one? Yeah.
My number.
What's your number
My
one, buddy?
number one. Now I want to say this before I go. When I say this, I had a costume of the suit. So when I say it, I don't want no one in the comments to be like to hate me for it. But I really, really hated the Venom suit in the Spider-Man 3 movie. That means from Tobey Maguire to Eddie Brock. I hated the suit. I
mean,
like it.
It is trash.
I-
It is trash. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it was like something to be above like the suits you've mentioned.
I
It's just
put it.
purely objective.
I put.
No, subjective.
I
I'm
put
sorry.
it as. Yeah, I put it as number one for the main reason it just didn't feel like Venom.
What
At
am I
all.
looking
It
at?
just didn't feel like. I think they had the. I'm not gonna say they had the actor right. I'm gonna say they had the personality of the actor right because I think the actor Topher Grace did portray the personality of Eddie Brock. He just didn't look the part.
Bro,
Yeah, that-
bro, he dead ass prayed on Spider-Man's death. You know how much of a hater you have to be to go to church and wish a
But
motherfucker to die?
you watch the anime series. You watch the anime series. He said, "I hated Peter Parker and Spider-Man." And
No,
pushed
no,
it
and
up.
it's like that in the
Oh.
comics. He hates him, but like you know what? It's there's a difference when you bring
There's
God
when you
into
bring
it.
religion into
Yeah.
it.
And that's also
Yeah,
the right. That's also
like,
the writing too. You can put down Topher Grace as well.
You
forgot.
so
Like-
you literally had no direction to go to, so you look at the big man upstairs and you're just like, this guy, nah, he
This
needs
guy's
to
got
go. You
Bro, like I'm an
Yeah.
atheist. I'm an atheist, and I was like, oh shit, maybe God gotta do something. I hate him right now.
But
Yeah,
he's beta as
but
fuck
going
compared
back,
to
going
Bully
back to
Maguire.
the suit.
Oh, hold up. He is beta as fuck compared to Bully Maguire. Because Bully Maguire literally told him to go to church and he went to church.
Yeah, but like it's like a kid telling you go kill yourself, and then you go and actually pray that the dude kills himself. There's a difference.
Hey, man. People have their own trauma.
It's like a that.
Imagine
Yeah.
losing
It's-
Imagine losing your job, losing all credibility of your name, and the one thing the guy who did it tells you is to go get religion.
Hey man, I'm just saying religion told him
Spider-Man-
something, and it was to fuck shit up.
Dude, Spider-Man 3 is the best movie for all the wrong reasons. That's such a good movie.
Yeah.
All right,
It's the
Lewis,
Maguire.
continue. I apologize.
Hmm?
Keep going, Liz. You got this.
Oh, I was gonna say, they should have done better on the Tobey Maguire suit. Honestly, it was just a change in color, and literally the indent in the spider. That's not good enough. I know they were trying.
It's just a black splash suit.
And you barely even saw the spider on the suit. I was like, what? That's not the black suit. I think they should have done it better. They should have put at least a little bit more white into it instead of making it all black and gray. And the Venom, and like going back to the Venom suit, like I don't remember one good moment when he's in the suit. Like honestly, it just looks bad.
I do remember one moment, and it's just him not even wearing the suit. It's like his face is showing. It's like when he's like holding MJ up from the taxi cab,
Yeah,
and that's about it.
yeah, but with the full suit on, like his I guess mask on, like it doesn't look good. It's just literally another Spider-Man suit, but with a mouth. And I think Venom should
Yeah.
have more detail into it. And how does his symbol look like? Honestly, what does this?
It's the
same
same.
thing.
It's the same as Spider-Man. It's the same as Spider-Man. It's
Literally
it's
just
really
the same Spider-Man.
it's really a ripoff of Spider-Man, just turned black and gray.
Yeah, it's literally just black, and like it's black and gray. It's not even like the classic black and white. It's literally just
Yeah, it's just black and gray, and then his fucking mouth opens through the mask. What?
Yeah, so like that's not like a good interpretation. Like I understand they try to make it look like Spider-Man, like look like his exact opposite, but they should have done it a little bit more better. And the Tobey Maguire suit should have had a little bit more difference.
Is the negative?
All right, guys, we're keeping that all in there. Lewis, can you just continue what you were saying?
Well, I was
Wait,
saying
are you-
they should have done something. Yeah, basically just better. They should have done a better suit for Tobey Maguire for it. Add more detail in the Venom suit. Should have been way better than what it is. I think they did a better job in the Venom solo movie than the actual one.
Yeah.
Pretty much it.
All right, Ralph. No
Before I
drum roll
start-
required.
Before I start, this is gonna be purely subjective, and I know that it's probably I have too much hate for this suit, but it's gotta
Oh wait, I already know what this suit is. I already know.
it's gotta be
Okay, wait,
Shazam
look-
for me, bro.
Yep.
It's gotta be Shazam for me. The lightning bolt is too. It's a fucking LED light, and it's like too small. It needs to be bigger. The gauntlets on his hands, like that's really the only great thing about it. I feel like Zachary Levi buffed up a little bit too much for the suit, and it's like it kind of distracts you from everything else. It's like literally like all you see when you look at the suit is just red. You don't even see that like his power is actually lightning, other than the stupid LED light on his chest. Like they could have CGI'd that instead of like making it a literal LED light. The cape should have been
Nah.
bigger. The hood, they should have actually used it. They could have CGI'd him to be able like to actually have like the lightning shape around him a lot better. Like even if it's just him regularly, like him not using his lightning powers that much, it should be different. And his lightning isn't yellow; it's blue. Like why?
Ralph,
Like,
I didn't know you can have such a bad opinion until now.
it's like the suit actually like the suit fits him better in the new Shazam photos, like Shazam 2 set photos. It looks better on it. Like the fit of the suit actually looks way better on him because he didn't buff up as much. It actually does look a lot better. And the lightning bolt, it's more bronzed, So I actually prefer that suit way more. I wish they kept the hood. The cape is too thin. They should have made it thicker. The hair is just it's slicked back like in the 80s. Like
Do you have like a fixation for Shazam
listen,
specifically,
I
or
love Shazam and I love Shazam like in the comics. I absolutely love him and this ruins for me so much. Like the first I get to see of him in live action sucked ass. Shazam was the first like the New 52 was the first comic volume that I've ever bought, and I'm so sad.
so are you telling me that if you saw Zachary Levi right in front of you, you would just rant
I'd
about how
cry.
awful the suit was?
I'd cry. I'd look at him and cry.
Just like, why?
Wait,
Why would you
so-
do
Why did
this?
you
so
do
let-
that
let
to
me
me?
get this
Like,
straight.
why did you do that to me?
But do you blame him for the movie and the suit?
Well, okay, well, let's not blame one actor for the
No,
Okay,
movie.
okay.
do you blame him for the suit?
that's different.
Do you blame him for the
That's
suit?
different.
Do you blame him for the suit? Do you blame him for the suit? Do you think he buffed up too much for the suit, or was it just the suit looking bad on him? That's the
Okay,
main question.
so it was a very much lack of communication because if he's gonna buff up this much, make the lightning bolt bigger to make sure that he doesn't like to hide the fact that he bulked up so much. But if he slimmed down a bit, he's not as bulked up in the second in Shazam 2 and for the set photos. So the bronze lightning bolt is highlighted more. And it's like actually bronzed out. It's not a fucking LED light. So they actually like demonstrated a lot more and it's a lot cleaner. It's a lot more the detail shows off better. But in this suit, it's so plain and simple that like it doesn't look bad because it's simple, but it looks bad because it's like shaped wrong. The lightning bolt definitely should have been a lot bigger, and the yellow on him kind of makes me like really upset. The yellow lightning bolt on his chest, like the yellow lightning bolt. As soon as I saw that, I immediately got pissed off. It was so like it doesn't match the color. It's so small, and it's like this. It's just the size of his chest. It should have. It doesn't match like the actual comic book. Like even though even though in some comics it looks about the size of his chest, it looks way better when it actually like crosses his whole body like down to the belt and the lightning strikes like that. Like that was the way cooler suit. Like that's the way cooler version of his suit. And especially like the new 52 artwork for it, it shows off like the simplicity of the suit so much better. They should have followed that instead of kind of making it that. Yeah, I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna end up going about on about the movie.
So yeah, guys, that's our list. I think we have
traumatized.
I think we have a big consensus of like what
Just
we know is bad, because like I feel like when most of these movies, it was either made when we were born or we just grew up with it as kids. So we kind of
Pretty much.
learned
First
growing
thing
up
we see
like
is
what
like
is
3-year-olds, and we see the Smallville suits at like 3-4 years old, and we're just like, why does it look like that?
Man, we were critiques since coming out of the womb. You don't understand. I literally called my doctor mid. You don't even understand.
Bro, I felt
But-
my doctor's hands on my head, and I was like, "Bitch, your hands need work."
Boys, I think this is where we're gonna call it a wrap.
All right, beautiful nerds, geeks, dorks, and commoners. See you next time on Showtime
Commoners.
Nerds.